Hello everyone, I hope you are doing very well. Welcome to this class. So in this class, we are going to discuss some basic concepts of chemistry, the next topics. Okay. So whatever we have discussed, first of all, I want to give an overview, then we will start. So in this class, in the previous classes, we had discussed chemistry, definition of chemistry, application and importance of chemistry, application and importance of chemistry. We had discussed matter, nature of matter, definition of matter, states of matter, properties of states of matter, properties of states of matter. We have discussed these things. Today we are going to discuss classification of matter. Classification. You know this pen, you know table, chair, notebook, bottle, food items. Not only these non-living things, living things you can take like humans, animals, tiger, monkey, etc. These all things are occupying some space and they are having some mass. They can be perceived by our senses, so they are known as matter. But the point is here, matter can exist or matter can classified by two ways. Like in two ways matter can be classified. Like first one is mixture. For example, here is an iron piece. This is purely made up of iron and no other impurities here. So this is a pure substance, because if you will check the melting point of this piece, or if you will check the melting point of this piece, or if you check the melting point of this piece, it will be same, because iron piece is made up of iron element. It means same kind of atoms are there. It means it is a pure substance. So what can you say? That pure substance have constant composition and constant properties throughout the sample. Now suppose this is iron piece and let's take iron fillings. Okay, let's take iron fillings and mix these iron fillings with sulfur powder. And heat it. Take it in a test tube and heat it like sulfur powder and heat it. Okay. So what will happen after heating? You will get a blackish powder, which is nothing, that is not iron, not sulfur, that is FeS. Okay. Now I want to say two things. First, you can take iron piece and sulfur powder and mix them physically. Then next case, you can take iron filings and sulfur powder and mix them chemically. It means heat them. Mix them chemically. If we are mixing iron fillings and sulfur powder, I am taking an example. I am taking an example only, right? So if you are mixing iron fillings and sulfur powder physically, then what will happen? Suppose there is a petri dish, and in this petri dish, you have iron fillings and sulfur powder mixture. But the point is here, if you bring a magnet near to this patty dish or near to this iron fillings plus sulfur powder mixture, what will happen? Iron fillings will attract it towards this magnet. They will get attracted towards this magnet because iron is magnetic in nature. It means after mixing them physically, still the properties of iron and sulfur powder remain same. It means the properties are not changed. But if you are taking another petri dish and after heating you are putting this, or you can say after mixing chemically, you are putting iron fillings and sulfur powder in this petri dish, which is like a black color powder. Actually, it is not iron, it is not sulfur, it is FeS now, which is iron sulfide. You know very well, if you will bring a magnet here, same like the case A, if in the case B, if you will bring a magnet, what will happen? No attraction is here. No attraction is here. No attraction of anything, no attraction of iron, no attraction of like iron sulfide or ferrous sulfide, you can say. Ferrous sulfide is not magnetic in nature, but iron is magnetic in nature. It means you can say after heating or after mixing chemically, iron and sulfur loses their identity and they formed a new substance that is definitely different from these two substances, that is iron and sulfur. Now the important point is that what is this FeS and what is this Fe plus S? So I want to tell you, it is very interesting. So based on that, we can classify matter. This is classification of matter. First is mixture and second is pure substance. First is mixture and second is pure substance. If you are taking milk, milk is also not a pure substance, it is a mixture. In milk, certain types of pure substances are there like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fat globules, etc. So mixtures also of two types. First is homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. First is homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. Pure substances are also two types: elements and compounds. Now I want to give the definition of each and everything. What are elements? What are compounds? What are pure substances? What are mixtures? What is homogeneous mixture? And what is heterogeneous mixture? So let's begin with the class, everyone. Some basic concepts of chemistry, and in the previous classes we had discussed important points, and in this class we are going to discuss the classification of matter mainly. So let's begin with this class. You can see the classification of matter. Matter can be classified as mixture or pure substances. You can see these can be further subdivided as shown in this figure. Matter is classified into mixture and pure substances. Mixture further classified into pure homogeneous mixture, and so you can see here homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Pure substances classified into two categories, elements and compounds. What are mixtures? Mixtures are formed when pure substances are mixed. When two or more pure substances are mixed, then you will get mixtures. Suppose you have taken sugar in water. You have mixed sugar in water. So what will happen? Sugar in water is a mixture. And what type of mixture? It is a homogeneous mixture. Sugar is a pure substance. Water is a pure substance. Heterogeneous mixture. Suppose you are taking chalk powder in water, H2O. Similarly, we have elements and compounds. So let's understand one by one each definition. What are pure substances? What is matter? You know very well. What are pure substances now? When all constituent particles of a substance are same in chemical nature, it is said to be pure substance. Pure substance have constant composition and constant properties throughout the sample. Pure substance have constant composition and constant properties throughout the sample. You have to learn these things very carefully. You have to understand these things very carefully. Okay? Mixture. A mixture contains particles of two or more pure substances which may be present in it in any ratio. It is not like that 2:1 or 1:2 or 1:1 or 2:2. They can be present in any ratio. It means you can say the composition of mixture is variable and the pure substances forming mixture are called its components. Pure substances which are forming mixtures are called its components. Many of the substances present around us are mixtures. For example, sugar solution in water, air, tea, these all are mixtures. So, what can you understand? You know H2O, which is a pure substance. Suppose I have given a glass with full of water actually, but you don't know like this is water and this is like a liquid, colorless liquid. So if I'm asking that this is water or not, what can you say? If this is a pure substance, so it has a constant composition and constant properties. So you can boil this. If the boiling point comes out to be 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure, then you can say this is pure water, otherwise not. Otherwise not. So pure substances की qualities यही है, constant properties, and constant composition. Constant properties and constant composition. If pure substances have constant composition and constant properties throughout the sample, you can boil this water, and if the boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius at atmospheric pressure, you can say this is pure water. Right? This is pure water. Similarly, you can go to the mixture. So mixture contains particles of two or more pure substances. Now pure substances are classified into two categories. One is element and another is compounds. If I want to tell you a very simple thing, that elements are the simplest pure substances. Elements are simplest pure substances, and compounds are formed when elements are getting chemically combined. Compounds are formed due to the chemical combination of elements. Let's see some examples. If elements are the simplest pure substances, that means they are made up of only one kind of atoms, you can say. So elements like iron, you know how many elements are present in periodic table? 118 elements are present in this periodic table, which is looking like this, and you have learned about this in your previous grades as well, right? In this periodic table, 118 elements are organized, properly organized. The important point is here that out the chemistry is not only about these 118 elements, it is beyond the 118 elements, right? That means the chemistry is all about the compounds, molecules that are formed due to the combination of these 118 elements, combination of these elements. The important part is that example of elements like iron, cobalt, nickel, scandium, titanium, molybdenum, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, sodium, potassium, magnesium, aluminium, etc. These are some examples, right? These are some examples of elements. When these elements are combining chemically, when these elements are combining chemically, for example, Na plus Cl gives NaCl. For example, Fe plus S gives FeS. For example, Mg plus S gives MgS. For example, Al plus Cl gives AlCl3. I'm not balancing, but I am saying that these are elements. Sodium, chlorine, these are elements. When elements are getting chemically combined, they will form this, that is compound. Not only, not only, what I can say, when elements are getting chemically combined, they will form compound. So compounds have a fixed ratio. Elements are combining to form compound in a fixed ratio always. If I am saying sodium chloride, so it is always NaCl. It is not Na2Cl or it is not NaCl2, etc. Okay. So what are compounds? Some more examples like SO2, SO3, HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, CH4, C2S6, C5H10, C5H10, NO2, N2O5, etc. So compounds are formed due to the chemical combination. due to chemical combination of elements. Compounds are formed due to chemical combination of elements. So let's understand mixture. I told you about the compounds and I told you about the elements. Let's understand mixture now. A mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous means uniform distribution of components and hetero means non-uniform. In a homogeneous mixture, the components completely mix with each other and they are uniformly distributed throughout the sample. In homogeneous mixture, particles of components of the mixture are uniformly distributed throughout the bulk of the mixture and its composition is uniform throughout the sample. What are the examples of homogeneous mixture? Sugar solution, salt solution, and air, lemonade. These are some examples of homogeneous mixture. In heterogeneous mixture, the composition is not uniform throughout and sometimes different components are visible. You can understand this uniform and non-uniform very simple. Suppose you have visited a restaurant and you have ordered what? You have ordered two things. One is lemonade, which is good in summers, and another is burger. Sometimes we can eat the fast food as well, right? Okay. So what will happen? Suppose this is lemonade, in which lemon extract, some sugar, and water is here. Suppose this is burger, and in this burger, let's suppose 4 slices are there. One is of tomato, another is of cheese, like cucumber and aloo patty. Okay. You have a straw. With the help of this straw, you have taken a sip from upper part, another sip from middle part, and another is from bottom part. You will get the same taste. It means whatever the particles are there, in this case lemonade, each and every particle is uniformly distributed throughout this lemonade. Each and every particle is uniformly distributed throughout this lemonade. It means this is a homogeneous mixture. Because there is a uniform distribution of particles. Uniform distribution of particles. But in case of burger, if you will go with burger and you will take a bite from here, so possibly cheese slice, you will not get the cheese taste, you will not get the paneer taste, you will not get the tomato taste. It can be possible. It means in different bites of burger, you will get the different taste. Okay. Every time you are not getting the each and every slice which is placed between the two buns of burger, right? It means burger is like a heterogeneous mixture. It means it is like a heterogeneous mixture which is having non-uniform distribution of components. Non-uniform distribution of components throughout the sample. Lemonade plus burger, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Now the important part is that, as I told you already about mixtures. So in mixtures, like in homogeneous mixture, solution is here. In heterogeneous mixture, colloids and suspension and other things apart from this homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture, we will discuss in our next class. So whatever the points we had discussed today, I want to quickly give an overview. Today we had classified matter. Matter can be present or can be classified into two things. One is pure substance. If the substance is pure, so definitely it can categorize into two categories. it can be an element or it will be a compound. If the substance is pure, then it is named as elements, and elements are the simplest pure substances. Right? Elements are the simplest pure substances. The definition, the proper definitions of elements, compounds, and examples we will discuss in our next class definitely. Examples, as I told you already, like iron, nickel, etc. Compounds are formed due to the chemical combination of elements in a fixed ratio. Example like CO2. Always it will be CO2, SO2, SO3, NH3, HCl, CH4, HBr, etc. These all are compounds. The another category is mixtures. In mixtures, again we have two categories. One is homogeneous mixture. Another is heterogeneous mixture. One is homogeneous mixture and another is heterogeneous mixture. In homogeneous mixture, particles of this mixture or particles are uniformly distributed. Uniform distribution of particle is here throughout the sample. Right? And in this case, we will discuss solution and the properties of solution. In heterogeneous mixture, the particles are not uniformly distributed, like sand in water, chalk powder in water, like milk, like paints, etc. Non-uniformly distributed. It means you can say non-uniform distribution of particles. Non-uniform distribution of particles, it can be of two types. One is like colloids. Another is like suspension. Colloids and suspension. So this is the classification of matter that we have discussed today. Matter, pure substance, mixture, what are elements, what are compounds, what is homogeneous mixture, what is heterogeneous mixture. Uniform distribution of particles is here in homogeneous mixture, and in heterogeneous mixture, non-uniform distribution of particle is here. Right? Sugar solution and air are the example of homogeneous mixture, and in heterogeneous mixture, example like sand in water, chalk powder in water, paints, etc. Right? So this is all about this today's class. After that, we will discuss in our next class, in which we will discussing the next topics. And we will be discussing the homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, solutions, colloids, suspension properties, examples, some more examples of elements, some more examples of compounds. Okay, everyone. So thank you so much. We will meet soon in the next class. Have a good day. Take care and thank you.